Our mateys, welcome back to the Vintage New Jersey podcast, where history usually hides in plain sight under a layer of dirt, rumors, and just unhinged confidence. Today, we're going to be talking about one of New Jersey's most famous or infamous legends, Captain William Kidd, the pirate who may or may have not buried some treasure in the Highlands area. This story has everything: pirates, executions, secret maps, and locals who were convinced that they were just one shovel away from early retirement. Let's dig in. So who was Captain William Kidd? He wasn't supposed to be a pirate. He started out as a privateer, which was basically like a government-approved pirate hunter in the late 1600s, hired by England to hunt down actual pirates in the Indian Ocean. So, totally different side of the world. But somewhere along the way, things got a little weird, so to speak. Ships were seized, cargo just disappeared, and suddenly Kidd went from being a useful asset to an completely international problem. By the late 1690s, Captain Kidd was one of the most wanted men in the Atlantic world. And that's where New Jersey enters this little tale. So basically, if you're a pirate on the run in the 17th century, New Jersey is actually a perfect little space to get away. There's hidden coves, dense forests, minimal to no law enforcement, and super easy access to the New York Harbor, which was slowly becoming one of the biggest and most popular cities on the East Coast. The Highlands and Sandy Hook were completely remote. They were rugged, and they were ideal for slipping in quietly. Kidd was known to travel along the East Coast, and records confirm that he actually did stop in New York and the New Jersey areas in 1699. And according to legends, he brought something with him, something special with him. So basically the legend goes like this. Captain Kidd buried part of his treasure somewhere along the New Jersey coast, probably near the Highlands, before turning himself in to the British. Why did he bury it, people may ask? What was the point of that? Few reasons. Kidd believed that he could, 1, use the treasure as leverage. 2, he can retrieve it later, because only he knew where he hid it. And 3, he can prove his innocence by showing that it was not stolen, which is classic pirate logic. One of Kidd's known caches of treasure was actually recovered on Gardiner's Island in New York, which made everyone think, if he buried treasure there, what else did he bury, and where else did he bury it? Because that's not that far from where I'm talking about in New Jersey, the Sandy Hook, Atlantic Highlands area. So New Jersey pretty much became suspect numero uno. So for generations, people believed that Kidd hid his treasure in the Highlands, in the hills. If anyone's ever been there, it's actually beautiful. It's just like these almost like mountains, but it's literally called the Highlands for a reason. And it overlooks Sandy Hook. You could see New York in the distance, all that stuff. And that's one of the key reasons why he did that. It had high elevations, which landmarks, that was big things that pirates used. It was huge for the shipping industry, easy access to the sea. And there were, natural caves and soft grounds. Locals reported strange diggings as early as the 1700s. By the 1800s, people were tearing up the hillsides, convinced that they were this close, super close. Some even claim that Kidd used marked trees or stone symbols or even curses to protect this buried treasure. Yes, pirate curses made its way to beautiful Monmouth County. So by the 19th century, late 19th century, the legend was so strong that there was actually organized treasure hunts that were happening. People brought, shovels, picks, you name it. I mean, they were just going out there with zero evidence. They just had something in their heads, and they wanted to go for it. Some claimed to have heard chains rattling underground. Others said that the treasure magically moved when they got close, which is exactly what you say when you dig a hole and you don't find anything. But despite decades of searching, no confirmed Captain Kidd treasure has ever been recovered in the Highlands. But the digging never really stopped. Did it ever really exist? Historians are, they're 50-50. They're split. Some believe that Kidd only buried one known catch. Others believe he hid smaller stashes along the coast, not just the Highlands, maybe in Ocean County, maybe in southern Monmouth County. But what is proven, however, is that Kidd was definitely in the area. He had treasure, and he had reason to hide it. But what is not proven is that they don't know where it is exactly, or if it's already gone, if someone already found it, or maybe it washed into the ocean with erosion and all that. I mean, it's been hundreds of years, which is probably the worst possible outcome for closure and the best for the folklore or the legend of it all. So the next time that you're in the Highlands, the Atlantic Highlands, you're going to bars or you're going to the Chubby Pickle, and you're looking out over Sandy Hook or you're looking out over the Atlantic Ocean, remember, you could be standing on pirate gold that have been buried and untouched for hundreds of years, 300 years. Or you could just be another disappointed treasure hunter that is digging really deep holes. Either way, Captain Kidd left New Jersey with something far more valuable than gold and treasure and all that stuff. He had a legend that refuses to stay buried. We're still talking about it. I'm still talking about it in 2026. This is like a crazy story. I never really even heard of it. I just found it really interesting. So if you do go out in the Highlands area and you find some buried treasure based off this podcast, come on, hook me up. I'm the one who gave you that idea. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, share. And if you know any other local legends other than the Jersey Devil, I mean, that's been covered 1,000 times. Let me know. I'll definitely do some research and try to talk more about it. I call these podcasts, but I really feel like they're rant casts because it's like, I think the longest one I've ever did was like 10 minutes, but whatever. I'll call it a podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.
Message New Jersey podcast.